Hello and welcome to another Bankhead Swift programming tutorial here in the Bankhead Swift programming series. Today we're talking about NSUserDefaults, which is one method of data storage on the iOS platform. And we're going to be going on to talk about some other types as well in the upcoming videos. But for now, we're just going to be talking about NSUserDefaults, which is really more for trivial storage. So if it's non-mission critical data, that's what you can use NSUserDefaults for. But if it is mission critical data, you probably don't want to use NSUserDefaults since it's not 100% like data secure. So what I want to do first is just open up a new project. And sorry about that. Just open up a new project. I call it NSUserDefaults. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter if it's iPhone, iPad, or universalized iPhone though. Just for the sake of this tutorial to make it easier on the monitor and the recording. And just create this label here and put first launch in it, and you can set your own on the layout things just to make sure it appears well. But that's all you're going to need to be doing. And we're going to skip these parts for the sake of the video in the interest of time. And then go into your view controller so I can just declare the label variable. Perfect. And so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up the app.delegate.swip file once you've declared your label as an IB outlet and connected it. And just go to the did finish launching with options. And just before the return true, give yourself some space. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use NSDefaults to store value. And basically what it's going to do is when the app launches, the first time it's going to store value in the NSUserDefaults space. And you'll see what that means. And then we can check for it. And so if the value exists, we've known it's been launched already. And if it doesn't, then we know it hasn't. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to go, perfect. And I do actually apologize because I just changed my mind here, and we're going to actually go into the view controller Swift file. That's because that's where our label is. It's just going to make it a little bit easier for us. And all we're going to be doing is in the view to load file. But we're here. Well, I'll show you. So what you're going to want to do first is we're going to use let defaults equal NSUserDefaults dot standard user defaults, and this just basically gets the existing NSUserDefaults that are stored, or like connects us to it. Basically is what it does. So you need to do that, and then what you're going to do is we're going to check to see value. So we're going to go if, and we're going to use defaults dot bool for key, and we're going to pass in has launched once. Perfect. I'm actually going to pull these. And we're just going to pull these, and we'll do our brackets. And so basically we're saying if in the user defaults a boolean exists called bool for key, we know that the app has launched. And if it hasn't, what we're going to do is we're going to go defaults dot set bool true. Oh, I don't know why that's all caps. For key has launched once. Perfect. And then we're going to use .synchronize to just make sure it's all good. Get the data in. So basically what we're saying, and now what we're going to want to do, but basically I'll start this. Basically what we're saying is if a bool for key exists, we know it's created already, so we know it has launched before. If it hasn't, we're going to create that boolean, and then we know, I'll put that here. And so what we're also going to want to do is we're going to go label dot text, and we'll set that equal to first launch. And then up here, if it has launched, we'll set that to repeat launch. Perfect. So as you see, it says first launch here. And if we go home, see, one thing you'll notice is because of the backgrounding, and we'll talk about this later in another video, but because of the backgrounding, when you reopen it, it picks up where it left off. It doesn't truly close, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to actually, you're going to need to actually force close the app and then reopen it. And see, as you can see, it'll tell us it's a repeat launch. And then from there on, it should always have a repeat launch because it stored that. So that's a basic tutorial on NSUserDefaults and how you can use it for that purpose, but also like what it does and how to store and read data from it. So hope you found that helpful, and then make sure to check in for our upcoming tutorials on more data storage, networking, and a little bit about backgrounding, and then we'll talk about some fun APIs, how to use the camera, how to use the accelerometer, the gyroscope, and so on. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.